They say the oldest legends don't disappear. They relocate. They trade villages for suburbs, rivers for highways, and candlelight for phone screens. High in the Rocky Mountains where the air thins and sound carries farther than it should, there's a stretch of road locals don't linger on. A high pass where the trees pull back just enough to make you feel watched. That's where the whisper began. Not a scream, not yet. Just a name carried on the wind. Before she was a warning, before she was a story told quietly, she was simply Mara Holloway. Mara was beautiful, but not refined. She wasn't polished, she was rehearsed. Up close, there were cracks, missed details, contradictions, emotional clutter that never quite added up. But most men didn't notice at first, because Mara understood seduction. She knew how to lean in, how to mirror tone, how to agree just long enough, how to create the illusion of depth, while skipping the work of having any. What felt like connection was timing. What looked like intention was instinct. She wasn't careful, she was convincing. The sloppiness always came later, after commitment, after responsibility, after the performance stopped being enough. By then, men were already invested, confusing chemistry for character and charm for substance. Then she met Elias. Elias wasn't dazzled by intensity. He didn't confuse chaos for passion. He was steady, grounded, the kind of man who believed that responsibility wasn't control, it was care. At first, Mara adjusted. She softened her voice, listened longer, mirrored better. To Elias, it felt like compatibility, like alignment, like something worth protecting. He didn't know yet that what felt like intimacy was imitation. When the pregnancy came, Elias didn't hesitate. He stayed. He married her. He committed fully to the family, to the work, to the life he believed they were building. For a while, the illusion held. From the outside, they looked complete. Photos smiled, holidays looked warm, the house appeared full. But real love eventually asks for presence, not performance. And over time, Elias noticed the truth. Empathy faded when it wasn't useful. Listening stopped when the conversation wasn't about her. Every conflict became his failure to manage her emotions. When he tried to repair, she redirected. When he asked for accountability, she reframed. When he sought growth, she accused him of cruelty. Elias didn't fight her, he watched, and slowly, clearly, he understood something unsettling. Mara didn't want a partner. She wanted a structure, someone to cook, clean, raise the children, handle reality, so she could leave. So she could party, perform, be admired. She wanted a man to manage life while she managed appearances. Love required presence. She wanted freedom. Care required effort. She wanted applause. Responsibility bored her. Attention sustained her. Elias did not explode. He left, quietly, decisively. He took his children, his dignity, and the certainty that staying would cost more than leaving ever could. That was when the mountains began to listen, not because of the divorce, but because of what followed. Mara couldn't tolerate the rejection, not the loss of love, the loss of control. She rewrote the story immediately. Boundaries became cruelty. Consequences became betrayal. Her voice sharpened, her narratives darkened. She lingered near the river more often, stayed longer where the water moved fast and the air felt thin. The laughter stopped sounding joyful. The silence grew heavy, and the Rockies watched. Not with sympathy, not with anger, with memory. Because some legends aren't born in tragedy, they are earned, step by step, excuse by excuse, until the edge feels inevitable. Mara Holloway was not yet La Llorona, but the ending was already carved. And the Rockies speak now, not to the world, but to her. They say, listen carefully, Mara. This is not misfortune, this is consequence. You didn't lose love, you exhausted it. You didn't lose a good man. You finally met one who would not perform for you. You didn't want a partner, you wanted a backdrop. Someone to smile in photos, raise the children, clean the house, and disappear while you went out to be admired. You mistook adulthood for oppression and boundaries for abandonment. When he stopped mirroring you, You called it cruelty. When he held his ground, you called it betrayal. You are not tragic. You are repetitive. You are not becoming a warning because you were wronged. You are becoming one because you refused to change. The wind presses close. The trees do not move for her. The Rockies finish cold and final. You didn't fall into the river. You walked toward it, convinced it owed you something. It doesn't, and it never did. The mountains do not mourn her. They catalog her. The wind moves on. The river keeps running, and Mara Holloway keeps walking closer to the ending she insists belongs to everyone else. And this was only the beginning. Follow for episode 2, where we trace what Mara did after Elias left, and how the path toward the river truly began.